you know, you've got to pay to have people
Welcome
put
back,
in that
Sid.
work and that effort, and I get it. Like,
Welcome back, Sid.
it's just strange.
Yes. Welcome back. Trip wasn't too much of a pain in the arse, I hope. Truth be told, it was me who suggested roping you in to help with the trial. But from what I hear, things didn't go quite as planned.
No, they most certainly did not.
Does Ember deserve passing marks? Yes, absolutely, 100%. Does Ember deserve passing marks? Yes.
Ember lost his nerve in the
Sorry, if you're watching
first
this on
burst of
YouTube, little
prey,
diatribe there, but
he didn't lose heart. He pressed on, and he achieved his aim. And is that not what we ask of our scouts?
Indeed it is. Thank you for your honest appraisal, Sid. The fact remains, however, that Ember will not always have a battle-hardened warrior on hand to pluck him from the jaws of peril. All I have gleaned from this trial is that without someone watching his back, Ember is little more than a liability.
Wait, Sergeant. Ember still has much to learn.
he made the
it's
best
true.
of a bad situation.
And this
Super
time
Giant
he was
23.
found wanting.
Incredible game.
But I'd say he's due a second chance, nonetheless. After all, he did do as you asked.
Games, sorry.
With a bit of hard work, any hand can be made to hold a blade, and any mind can conquer its fears. But a scout's nose is different. You've either got one, or you ain't. And by sniffing out that log, young Ember here has shown he has a conch and a half. Wouldn't do to waste it now, would it?
Fine. One more chance.
I'll do whatever you ask.
We're doing this again?
I'll spend my days and nights in the pit if I have to. I'll show you. Just you wait.
Daft as a brush, that one. But his heart's in the right place. Just like someone else we know. And if you ask me, we've been leaning on him for far too long. That time the curse breakers took some of the weight off his shoulders, I reckon.
It couldn't hurt.
Just don't tell Gav I said so, will you? I won't have him thinking he's been hard done by. Next thing you know, he'll be asking for a day off. Chance would be a fine thing. Back to work.
Forgive me, Sid. This did not play out as I expected.
Things rarely do these days. But that's why we need men like Ember more than ever. Men who can make the best out of a bad situation. Remember that.
I will, Sid. Thank you.
Bung. I should also say that everything that I'm saying about this situation comes from a place of not knowing the ins and outs of what all of the criticisms are. That's just what I've picked up, and I didn't really want to dig into it too much. Piggybacking off of what I said before, if you guys, I will say, and I won't say anything else about it, but the Psych Odyssey documentary, if you guys have any interest in like the creative process and developing a video game, oh, do watch it. I'm not a big documentary guy, so take this next thing with a grain of salt, but I think it's my favorite documentary that I've ever watched. Now, I also have an intense interest in game design and game development and stuff like that, like the process and the people associated with it.
Marshall has agreed to
But
your plan.
it's on YouTube.
Of
It is
course he has. I didn't doubt
very
him for
good.
a moment, dear boy.
Rutherford is accompanying him back to your manor in Port Isolde as we speak. They will await your return there. As will one other.
One other? Who, exactly?
Lord Havel was concerned that even if he could get the realm's armies to agree to an accord, he might not be as successful in convincing those with political power. He asked if I might have a solution, and I suggested a certain Imperial Lord Magistrate turned Liberator.
One of your co-conspirators?
Master Quinton would probably call me one of his, but yes.
Another outlaw, then. Just the thing we need to put these rotten politicos in their places. Good thinking, Clive.
I'm glad you approve.
The more the merrier, eh?
Uncle, assuming Havel and Quinton can solve our problem with the armies, you still haven't mentioned how we might manage the grain shortages.
Oh, don't you worry, my boy. The 7 high houses will be seeing to that. They have all agreed to make the most generous of donations. Oh, of course, it did take a little persuasion, but luckily I had some unexpected help.
I wish we had full FIFA for this conversation too.
Why, you, my boy.
I'm sure he could offer up
Rumor
some
has it
insight.
that
Or
you
duo.
rescued the Lady Ariane's head steward Rockford from a horde of bloodthirsty bandits.
It was more of a handful.
Well, the old battle axe was so pleased. She had a shipload of talents delivered to my private docks by the next new moon. And when the other houses saw the parsimonious old crone's purse strings finally loosen, they as good as tripped over themselves in the rush to follow suit.
I'm happy to hear it.
Now, I must be getting back to the manor. Join us there at your earliest convenience, would you?
Of course, Uncle.
Is another quest complete? No? 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 Yes? No? Dang it. Oh my god, where are we? Oh, they took us all the way back here. Okay. You better deposit me back in the hideaway.
And how, pray tell, will we get that grain to the capital if the roads are still overrun with a kashik?
You'll find another bloody road. I only have so many men, and I'm not about to send them headlong into an ether flood. That is, unless you'd have them turn as well.
Well, I'd certainly eat less.
Says the man with a belly bigger than a band of curls. My soldiers actually need their rations. Without any food to keep them going, they'll be dead even before you've sent them on your fool's errand.
If I may, gentlemen.
I forgot that's the guy that was having the
Perhaps
back and
I
forth
might
with Byron when they were
suggest
fighting the
an
Akashic.
alternative approach. Though supply routes
After
are
the
indeed
Odin fight.
disrupted, there is no shortage of ships. Indeed, they bob away in every bay from here to Randalar, awaiting a safe haven. Allow them to make port and fill their bellies full of grain. And once those who crowd the cities are fed, ferry the displaced back to the countryside to work the fallow fields. But I'm sure that you wish to continue your discussion. Forgive the interruption. Two such firm friends as yourselves need no help from the likes of me. Rutherford spoke fondly of the great bond between you.
Us? Friends?
I can't stand the man.
Clive, I'm beginning to question the quality of the company you keep.
And what kind of company were you expecting him to keep? The man's a criminal.
Criminal? How dare you? You are not fit to breathe the same air as this fine, upstanding young gentleman.
Get him.
Upstanding. He calls himself Sid the bloody outlaw.
Once more onto the breach.
So, Duneland, we might also be talking terminology differences. I
Shall we
think
begin
of,
again? What we seek here is not to create a new nation,
thus they self-publish,
nor to claim the thrones of those that already exist.
not production,
We wish
publishing.
simply to
Sorry,
bring
that was the word I was
stability
looking
to
for.
the realm
Publishing.
That mankind might weather the current storm. And to do that, we must convince those in power, the generals, the statesmen, the nobles, that our cause is just. There will be disagreements, yes. And I imagine some resistance, much resistance. But we cannot let that deter us. If we show them the path, show them that we walk it ourselves, then I am confident they will follow. The fate of the world lies in my nephew's hands, but the well-being of her people lies in ours. And we must not squander the chance that Clive has given us.
Uncle Byron,
Now, with that settled, let's move on to the signing of the Accord. For what great moment in history hasn't been accompanied by a little ceremony? Citizens of Valisthea, I present to you the Triunity. Rutherford, Mike Will. Well, my boy.
I think it's less. I think it's less like
that it is.
This is
a hard line like that.
Now I ask only that
You obviously have
trust
different
in the
levels of
talents your
management.
Supporting cast. We shall play our parts to the best of our abilities, that you might have the opportunity to shine. The realm needs its Sacrandal. And there is no better Crandall than you, Clive.
Sorry, I've been not
I want you to keep this signed accord.
super paying attention to this side
As
quest.
proof of our faith.
This is a good talk, though. This is a good discussion. I miss this. This is one of the reasons I'm glad to be back on Twitch. We can have these kind of talks.
Thank you, Uncle.
And Bark, I wonder with Bungie, I have again, it's another discourse I haven't really been following. We're getting so many curiosities. Is there any like talk of Bungie moving on to the next Destiny now that Sony has published them? Like, I always thought that was a weird purchase. Really? You're gonna make me walk back up here and
What do you think that thing is? And how the hell is it?
take the elevator? On a new PvP game? Oh, they're working on Marathon, aren't they? That's right. They're going back to their roots. That's right. Destiny 3 is, as of right now, it's not a thing. Hello, Gav.
You alright?
I don't care about talking about Origin anymore. Silver linings.
Something troubling you?
No more than usual. It's just... Etta's baby will be coming soon, and I wanted to make something for it.
I'm sure she'd like that.
Back in the north, families would always make gifts when a bairn was on the way. Yeah, let the little tykes know they were welcome in their new homes, like.
So, what's the problem?
Well, the problem is that Etta's due any day now, and I don't know if I'll be ready in time.
It will help.
Is there anything I can do to help?
You know, there just might be.
All right then. What exactly are we making?
A good luck charm. But not just any good luck charm.
I have a
Not just
load
any.
of curiosities you could use.
No. One made from the feather of a silver chocobo.
Ambrosia's
There's
gonna be
not lucky
pissed.
in all the realm, or so we used to say back home anyway. Thing is, they're hard to come by. Had Otto and Karen check with their suppliers, but nothing. I'd try and track one down myself, only...
Only the big day is fast approaching. And that's all you need. A feather.
That or the bird whose horse it's attached to, aye. I was gonna start by asking around with traveling traders plying the northern borders.
Well, there's no shortage of those passing through Martha's. I think I might make that my first port of call. I'll let you know if I find anything.
We have a silver
Friend
chocobo.
Clive, I won't forget this.
Or is it a white chocobo? It seems like the baby wouldn't know the difference. I have a baby. I can attest that it's true. They won't care. Go out this way. We'll hit up all the shops and stuff when we're on our way out when we go to Ash, which I think is the next place we're heading. The source file of Destiny, there's several egregious counts of Bungie removing content we paid for in expansions. Well, that's not good business practice. Yeesh.
Tell me this is all you need.
Aw, you make it sound like I asked you to save the world or something.
Shut up.
Tell me this is all you need.
It's most of what I need. After you left, I went over the figures again, and I realized I'd forgotten a 1 and a 0
And
and a cogwheel. Just a tiny one, though that's the problem. Gears that small are a bastard to make, and I may have lost the one Blackthorn spent a fortnight toiling over.
wait. The children. When they took apart your scales, there was a tiny brass gear. Now that I think about it, they didn't use it when we put the scales back together.
The young'uns? But why would the... You know what? I don't want to know. I'll keep working on the model. You go and find that cog.
Speak with the children in the atrium. Okay. I was wondering... Okay, I had completely forgotten about it, but they did make a little bit of a big deal about that missing cog.
Sid, is Mid still hiding from us?
She wasn't hiding. She's fine. She's just busy working on her next project.
A new invention? What is it? What is it? Is it an airship? I bet it's an airship!
Do you think she'll let us help?
That just so happens to be why I'm here. She needs something special, something only you three can provide. A brass gear. A tiny one. One that might fit on, say, a set of scales?
Oh, the one you forgot! We remember!
We saved it, just in case. It's in the bag of bits.
Since your lesson, we've been disassembling, then reassembling everything we can find. All the pieces that are left over, we keep under our beds, just in case.
There shouldn't be any pieces left over.
Good to know.
Look! I found it! Is that all? Just the gear? We have more parts if Mid needs them.
That's all for now. But I'll let Mid know about your... hoard. Just in case.
Thanks, Sid.
Mark, would that be equivalent to, say, like not having the beginning of Destiny 2, like the actual, like, core missions available or whatever? Would that be equivalent to saying, hey, you can no longer play Final Fantasy XIV A Realm Reborn? That's kind of what it sounds like to me. I don't know. I'm the layperson who's never really gotten into Destiny, and I haven't gotten any further than A Realm Reborn. It's exactly like that? Okay, that's gross. That's, I don't like that. Gross. Not okay.
Did they have it?
They did. And they kept it somewhere nice and safe. Will it work?
Will it work? He's perfect! You're a genius, Clive.
What exactly are you going to use it for?
Only the most important job of all. The wings aren't going to move on their own. But with the right cog in the right place... Well, you just wait and see.
Huh. Interesting.
That should do it.
Oh, okay. I should have, I mean, I guess I should have just been paying attention. She's making a model airship. Why do you need rudders?
There was nothing.
Those rudders? Is that what they're called? Paddles. Paddles? It broke.
Titan's tits.
It wasn't supposed to fly, was it?
Of course it was supposed to fly. Wouldn't be much of an airship if it didn't. Honestly, these bloody engines are driving me mad. I was so sure this would be the day she soared. The mithril engine was made to make dreams come true. But maybe this is one dream the world's better off without. Show folk how to take flying. It won't be long till they're raining death down on each other.
Oh my god, Final Fantasy's going anti-airship.
Children, their mums, and their dads.
Never thought I'd see the day.
Like I lost mine.
I'm sorry.
So am I, Clive. So am I. Sorry that I have to choose. Do I follow my head? Or do I follow my heart?
Good question. The first time I stood on the deck of your ship, felt the wind in my hair. It was like I was flying. But imagine how it would feel to actually do it.
My dad always said there were two ways of living life. Chasing a dream or shuffling to your grave. And he were right. Right about a lot of things. Not that I like to admit it. People need dreams to chase. Especially in a world like this. Right. When this is over, I'm gonna take all my mithril engines to Zemeckis and sling them over the edge. I won't have my dream end up turning into someone else's nightmare.
But all that hard work...
All that hard work will not be used for war, Jamie. But it ain't like it'll be gone. Tell me, Clive, have you ever been on a treasure hunt?
Good night, Doodlin.
Not since Joshua and I were boys.
Have a good evening.
Why do you ask?
Because I'm gonna bury the engine schematics and leave behind a little riddle telling people where to find them. A really hard one, so that only the most dedicated dreamers will ever be able to work it out. Ooh, I can picture it now. Some daft general squinting at the words with a gormless expression on his mug. Like that one, yeah.
Right.
Of course, if I'm putting this engine at the end of a treasure hunt, I'll still need to make it a treasure worth hunting for. Won't be much of a prize if it couldn't even make a toy boat fly after all. My dad always said, dream big.
So she wants to make it work first,
But in the size of a
then
dream
dispose of it.
Is it, Clive? Only that it's a good one.
I mean, I
I
guess.
reckon I've got a fair few good uns left in me.
I'm sure you do.
Aiming high. 500 ability points, like that. Getting all of the curiosities. I'm gonna have shit like piled up on the floor. Okay, we got a quest that we can grab from our chambers, so we'll go to our chambers next. And again, I'm gonna be going for just a little while yet. Still, I'm gonna try to knock out as many of these as I can because I would love to wrap the game up on Wednesday, but who knows how long the end game is? I have no idea. So we'll get as many of these side quests out of the way today as we can, and then we'll figure the rest out later. Whee!
Say what you will, Lady Karen has seen herself.
First the skies, then the crystal.
Let's take a look at all of our knickknacks. Look at that. Vale signboard. Briar's Kiss signboard. Rusted battle helm. Goblet model airship. The Triunity Accord? I don't remember what that was. Charred sparring sword. Holy letters. Okay. A Fine Hound by Karen. The two of you have been together for what probably feels like a lifetime now, but there's still a lot you have to learn about that hound of yours. He'd step in front of a bloody raging behemoth if it meant protecting you, but that don't mean you should take it for granted. He has done that. It is true. At the end of the day, he's a hound, and sometimes he just wants someone to pat his head and rub his belly and give him a handful of Kupo nuts. You'd do good to remember that. A new day. I'm not so foolish to believe that a single shaming at the hands of the town urchins can dispel a lifetime of hatred built up in one's heart, just as a pot cannot be made clean by reminding it of all its grime. Yeah, okay, that checks out. It takes effort, persistence, and more often than not, a stiff brush and bucket of lie. But more than that, it takes time. Fortunately, your courage and leadership has granted us just that. We must now decide whether to embrace or to waste it. Wise men once said, "The night is always darkest before dawn. It is a good thing that I count one who burns so bright amongst my friends." Lubor. We read My Beloved Sons. Concern for Jill. We haven't seen Jill in a long time. Joshua. Though her icon brought her much suffering, the loss of Shiva weighs heavy on her heart, and we would be poor friends indeed if we not seek to lighten that burden, even but only a fraction, before we depart for the skies. I would speak on this more in private. Yes.
If Joshua's worried about Jill, I should go and speak with him.
The Wages of Fate. Do you remember what you told me that night at Phoenix Gate? That while the fate of Rosaria sits on my shoulders, the fate of its dominance sits upon yours. But we are not both dominants of fire. Does not the flame of our forebears burn in both our hearts? Should I not protect you as you have protected me? You have chosen to be my shield. Now let me choose to be yours. Is this not what our fathers wanted, what Sid wanted? To cast aside fate and forge our own paths. Grant me this, Clive. Let me be your strength. And the last one, from Isabel, that which conquers all. Here, not long removed from when last you placed yourself between us and peril, I sit and pen yet another letter in which I try and find the words to somehow express the gratitude of an entire town. Still, something feels different about our latest triumph. Where in the past we leaned ever so heavily upon your good graces, this time we found strength elsewhere, in ourselves. Our hardship has shown us that we should have been apparent all along. That which should have been apparent all along. We are not as different as we want to believe. Does a peasant love his homeland any less than a noble? Does a bearer love his family any less than another man does his own? It is this love that has united us and given us true strength. Should every thrall, Akashic, bandit, and brigand in the realm come charging our gates, we will not fret. We will not falter. We will fight, and we will win. Well said, Isabel. All right. I think that's it for quests here now, right? No.
Joshua, I read your message. You're right. Jill is different. I don't think I'd realized how different, but since we returned from Drake's spine, I've felt it more and more.
I suppose it's not hard to imagine why.
She doesn't think she belongs anymore.
And that's why we need to remind her she is still one of us. To let her know that we still need her. Now more than ever. That you still need her. But how to do that? When last we were truly close, we were but children.
Of course. Do you remember the time we accompanied Father on his annual tour of the Duchy? And Jill and I broke from the procession to ride up Man's Hill.
To see the snow daisies, I remember. It was the first time Father had allowed us to join him. And when he realized you were missing, he had the entire retinue down to the pot boys combing the countryside.
In the rain. A thunderstorm forced us to take refuge in a grove of oaks before we'd even made it halfway there. It was the Lord Commander who finally found us, and needless to say, he was none too pleased.
Then it seems you and Jill have unfinished business. What do you say?
Man's Hill. It's not that far.
Oh, true. Though I suspect it is also much changed. Little in southern Rosaria remains as it was when we were children.
You're saying I should go and scout the area for bandits?
I'm saying we should first go and see if there are actually still any snow daisies left. What would you do without me, Clive?
I don't know. Okay. Alright, let's get a refresher on where the hunts are. I wonder if more populated. There were 3 in San Brec, and I don't think there were 3 last time we looked. I'll write down my descriptions here. Ruin we are so Sandbreck. Okay, so this is okay. So Sandbreck. Great dragon's roar reverberating around the woodland passes. I haven't spent a lot of time looking for that one. I just kind of a once over, so we'll go in depth and see if we can find it. Yes, Pandemonium. He is marked. He's an ash. Okay, so I'm not too worried about him right now. He should be marked on the map. Grim Reaper. There's a saying among the Imperial soldiers. Okay, so Cape Orsier. Wreck. Cape Orsier. Okay. What's this one? Knight of the Splendid Heart. Only 4 hunts left? Really? So 3 are in Sandbreck and 1 is in Ash. The Penitence Gate. The Penitence Gate. Sorry. I can read. Sound up my words all by myself. I think there's any other ones that I missed. Looks like there's a spot for maybe one more to pop up, though. We'll see.
Welcome to the Patron's Whisper. Your benefactors are a generous lot.
Genji gloves. If the drunken galley captain I shared a table last night is to be believed, word of your exploits has made its way across the seas to the great continent. Oh, that's a place we've never been. What is more, she claims there are those who would see you flourish, herself being one such woman. I don't know what you're talking about, but thank you for the gloves. Very kind of you. This must be the last one, eh?
Come again. I may have more for.
Got quests that have popped again. What does a Genji glove do? I know what it does in other games. Doesn't it usually let you like dual wield? That would be weird. Increases damage dealt to enemies by 5%. I might put that on. I'm going to put that on. We're going to take the high potion healing buff away, which is a probably kind of risky business. So Hawkscry Cliff again. Sure. When do you live? You don't hear? That's right. Yeah, I'm professional. We talked about it earlier.
Excuse me. I'm looking for something.
Oh, well, then I'm your man.
A silver chocobo feather.
Oh, or maybe not. Though you're not the first to mention the bird around here. There was a man.
Right, my chocobo must be white.
Not long ago,
must be.
He was attacked by a silver chocobo near some gutted hovel not far from Eastpool. Most took him for a braggart and a liar, but who knows? Perhaps there was some truth to his tale.
We'll see. Thank you.
It's here somewhere? Oh, I gotta talk to the... Okay. I gotta talk to the guy who got attacked.
How do, traveller? You've the look of a man who could do with a new whetstone? Or perhaps a bawdy etching of the Vicerine?
Maybe another time. I'm looking for a silver chocobo feather.
If that's the case, rumours are all you're likely to find. No one has seen a silver chocobo for years. Word is they were all hunted for their feathers. Some northern nonsense about bringing good luck. Didn't bring them much, nor their bows. If any are still out there, I reckon they'll be doing their damnedest not to be discovered.
You're probably right. Thank you anyway.
Well, you weren't terribly helpful.
I've got greed. Some all shapes and sizes. Just because the heavens have gone to rack and ruin it, don't mean we have to.
All right. How far down?
Oh, this guy can fuck right off.
This guy can fuck right off. I thought he said this guy at first, and I was curious to know more about it, but...
We've got a few rooms going spare.
Look, Daddy. Shining so brightly. Isn't it pretty?
Whoever's idea it was to take those bearers.
Looking for silver chocobo advice. What I heard too, right? Hey, Diamond. Just like my Overwatch logic when I'm a healer, you don't need healing if they're dead. That's right. Don't need healing if nothing can kill you. How's Diamond?
Can I help you with summit?
You wouldn't happen to sell silver chocobo feathers, would you?
Tyrod.
I deal in fruit, not fancies. But if it's fancies you're after, I suggest you try Rhiannon's ride.
Was a silver chocobo seen there?
Oh, yes. If you believe the ravings of a madman.
I do.
It wouldn't be the first time. A silver chocobo sighted in the hills near Rhiannon's Ride.
Okay, that's up here.
Sounds almost too good to be true.
You can keep talking. It's just a map. Oh, way down there. Okay, good. We got a fast travel.
But since I'm already here,
never gonna feel comfortable with that.
Can hardly make it.
Caution, brother.
Bum, 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 bum. Hang a left. Somewhere? Up here.
tracks. Not left by bandits for a change.
Looking for a silver bow.
More tracks. And these look fresh. The chocobo was here. And recently. Perhaps it still is. I don't hear anything.
Oh. I thought it would be way more of a hassle to get the feather.
Well, I'll be damned.
It will be a hassle. There's no way we're going to just walk out of here, right? I don't know. The chocobos kind of look like dorks in this game.
Right. I'm not going to hurt you. Just borrowing a feather for my friend.
And is ambrosia not that same color?
Thank you.
Wow. No conflict?
Let's get this back to Gav before they change their minds.
That doesn't happen very often. All right. Well, before we go back to Gav, let's get this one out of the way. Not going to hurt you, just going to trap you, enslave you, and ride you to death. True. Yes, we will go into some very dangerous situations. It'll be fun. Path here, too, that I missed? Cool. Oh, these were the snow daisies would live. Wow, they died, and they died alone. Nothing else seems to be touched except just where they lived.
There's no weapon spared. What do we do now?
We keep looking. Man's Hill cannot be the only place where snow daisies grow.
Perhaps, but it's the only place I know of. Knew of.
Then why not ask someone who might know of another?
Someone at the backyard? To the hideaway, then.
Doodaloo. That was a Batman transition, in case you couldn't tell. If you couldn't tell, shame on you, it was spot on. No. Let's go do Ash stuff. We'll go back to the hideaway later. What is this one? Duty Undying. Let's just do them in order here. 6 out of 10 at best. Hey, that's actually that's okay. I'll take it. I'll take it. That's above average on a video game rating scale. But average is garbage also on video game rating scales. So, you know, it is what it is. You needed more energy? All right, I was too focused on what the actual cadence was. I had to focus on the cadence. I couldn't energize it anymore. Bling.
The entire village looks abandoned. Now, which house would a bookworm live in?
I know. It's the one with the exclamation point I can see through the wall. This would not be a good spot because it is incredibly dark.
His interests were certainly varied.
Want this first. The shard. There's from a distance.
But if what it says is true, I need to get this back to the hideaway.
I think Jack's upstairs making farting noises. Laughing.
Leaving so soon, stranger.
Living his best 5-year-old life.
We've been watching you from a
Exactly.
distance, so to speak.
Subtle. I know who you are.
Then we need not waste time on introductions.
I don't. Could you
Hand
refresh
me the
me?
book.
It's been a while since I
Leave it
accepted
in
this
our
quest.
care and return to your life.
Your care? Do you mean to burn it or bury it?
That is not my decision to make. But by one means or another, its contents shall be removed
I
from
remember.
the common record.
Then I'll have to politely refuse. I won't let you erase our history.
Then we find ourselves at an impasse. Very well. The book can just as easily be pried from your dead hand.
This dude's probably gonna suck. Or... Oh. Okay, I'm less nervous now.
Let's see, shall we?
Oops. You got me.
Nice try.
Well, if this, I don't know if we're gonna have more enemies that spawn, but if this is the guy we're facing, I'm not too concerned. Yikes. Yep. Ooh, that did a lot of extra damage when I had him parried. I don't think I knew that that's how that worked. Yeah, that wasn't even a challenging fight. I thought the super secret society, basically Illuminati level folk, would be a little bit more of a challenge. Ooh, spooky.
Impressive.
Thank you.
But we have other means. We shall claim the book yet.
Why do you want it so badly anyway?
It lays out in no uncertain terms the vanity and avarice of mankind.
What?
It tells the shameful history of the persecution and oppression of a gifted few by a giftless many.
Isn't that just the world
You
we
say
live
that
in?
This interpretation was correct?
In the game? Real life too, but in the game?
You don't know. Your sword may be sharp, but your wits are dull. So let me answer for you. There is no correct interpretation of history. That a series of events took place may be proved beyond a doubt. But there can be no single, immutable explanation as to why they came to pass. It is a question of numbers and of belief. If enough people believe that a set of events occurred for a reason, that belief becomes the truth.
So you're trying to control the truth?
We are trying to protect people from themselves, from knowledge that would bring them naught but pain. That is all. You may keep the book, for now. The world is small. We shall meet again. Until then.
I don't know.
Wait.
Almost the end of the game. I don't know if we'll meet again.
Damn it.
Makes me nervous about additional side quests somehow popping up again.
Explain what that was all about.
I guess this quest itself isn't done yet, so that makes. Okay, we'll go straight across. My path. This way. Go this way and around. Jump!
This must be the orphanage.
Nailed it.
Hopefully the registry is still here.
So we never came up here on our first visit.
Disposed of.
What are we doing? Search the conservatory for the registry. Oh, that's right. Okay, I remember this. That it?
Conditioning. This is nothing short of torture. Herman wasn't exaggerating. It's a wonder he survived this place. I need to find that registry.
Oh no, that's a different icon. That's not the right icon. I will get this. Okay, well, it must be in this house then, huh? Since it's around the back. Well, outside? That's probably not a good spot for a book. That. Oh, is that one of those Arete stones? I think it is. It's got to be in the house. I must have just missed it.
This reads like a suicide note. Did the director go through with his plan?
Oh, I didn't read that. Okay, now we're searching for a forked white tree. Hey, Alpha. Did I find the end yet? No. No, we're not going to finish it today. There's a lot of side stuff at the end that we're working through. But that shouldn't surprise any of you, because when have I ever properly predicted when a game will end? Never happened. Not once in my life.
A forked white tree. This must be the place. Could he really be buried here?
Not quite. Although I'm gonna try to set ourselves up to finish it on Wednesday, but we'll see.
Let's see.
Torgal, dig.
This must be the registry.
Lithification, succumb to conditioning, lithification, emaciation. This is upsetting. 10 years old, 9 years old, 12 years old, 10 years old. Bruno, 11 years old, disciplined for attempted fight. Is this a death register? But yeah, disciplined and was killed. Joanna, 12 years old, disciplined for attempted... Oh, flight, not fight. Still, I mean, bad. Reinhard, 9, succumb to conditioning, succumb to... Ugh.
So many names. This place was a slaughterhouse. But where is the architect of all this misery?
Daughter's orientation. For what?
It was only a matter of time, I suppose.
For high school, okay. Why weren't there teachers there? That seems dumb. This is gonna be an annoying fight with those gravestones there. I screwed up. Oh, gravestones, get out of my way. I'm stuck. I'm stuck. just tossed me. Ooh. Doing an esports program this year for high school? That's kind of dope. That's got what games are included? And is that your youngest then? And is it what year?
Let's get the registry back to Herman.
Time moves so fast I feel like I can't keep anything straight. Also know I just threw a lot of League of Legends, or you're laughing really hard. Rocket League, Overwatch 2, and a few others. Oh, okay. And, oh, so freshman going in freshman year. Holy smokes. Okay, so that's back at the hideaway. I'm gonna go around this way just because I was curious about that. I think it's just a reed stone, but I want to check. Yeah, and I haven't been doing these because I don't have any interest in them. But oh, chronolith. Sorry, it's not an reed stone. Hey, there's a chest. Worth the journey. Okay. Couple more things to do here. Hearthstone was another. Okay. That's kind of interesting. That's cool. I don't know if I've heard of any high schools. I don't really pay attention to what high schoolers, I guess, are doing yet, because Jack's a good long ways away from that.
Doris is waiting for me near.
But I don't know if I've heard of.
The longer she's out in the open, the more likely she is to be found by a Kashik.
Any esports implementation in high schools. Actually, no, that's not true. I have heard of that. Yeah, that's a thing.
Stay down.
That finishing move did not do much finishing. Oh, okay. We did not explore this place very much. Do not want to fight that Lich. They're annoying.